about a heaven in Alberta, where they've got all hell for a basement. Yeah, I lost my way, but I hear tell about a heaven in Alberta, where they've got all hell for a basement.
All right. Hi, everyone. Frankie here. New West Reset. Hello. How's it going? Welcome back. And hey, thanks for shooting in. Joining a fella here for another one. Another live stream. New West Reset Live. Episode 94. 94. Can't believe it. Also can't believe it's December 1st, Sunday. December 1st, 2024. Where did November go? I don't know. I'm asking all of you good people. I have no idea. It flew. It flew like said geese south for the winter. Anyway, just a little bit past 5 p.m. local time, mountain time here. As mentioned, coming at you live from Purdy, Alberta. Yep, southwestern Alberta. Calgary, Alberta, to be precise. On this Sunday, December the 1st, 2024. Thank you very much again for joining me for winding down your weekend. Kind of chilly. No, it's cold. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It's cold. Minus 16 Celsius here. You know, then you throw in some wind chill, whatever that means. I don't know. Tack on a few more degrees onto that. You know how that goes. About 1.5 feet of snow out there. So that's nice. Nope. Yeah, like 50 or 60 centimeters or something like that. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, it's winter Canada, yeah, but it snuck up on a guy. Old man Winter was waiting around the corner to lambast me with a sock full of pennies. Shanghaiing me. Lulled us in a false sense of security. It's like, oh, old man Winter slept in because even, 3/4 through November there, she was pretty nice out, in the low to mid-teens Celsius. The odd hiccup in there where it would, get around 8 degrees Celsius. But, in these here parts, that's pretty good for late fall / early winter. So, yeah, it's like we got lulled into a false sense of security. And then, whammo, old man Winter came in like a lion. That means it's going to go out like a lamb. I don't know. I'm not a farmer. I live in Alberta, but I'm not a farmer. Anyway, thanks for winding down your weekend. The guy here on this, well, it's Sunday Fun Day. Let's see who we got. Say hello in the chat, in the box. Let me know how you're doing, what's happening, what's going on. Who we got here? Chassis Nick's in the box. Hello, Chassis. Good to see you. PCS World. I'll wave right back at you there, Bod. Wiley's here as well. Howdy, neighbor. Down in Montana. Down in Montana. Kathy's here as well. Good to see you. Kathy Broughton. Broughton. Brofton. That's wrong, but that's how I'm going to say it. No, I'm joshing. Good to see you, Kathy. Hippie Shake. Hello. Thanks, Hippie, for, helping to keep an eye on things there with the wrench and, sharing links and whatnot. Greatly appreciate all your hard work there, Hippie. Because you seem to do that everywhere. Just, a guy noticed. Lost and Found History Rewritten. Good to see you. How's she going there, eh? So, tonight we're going to be looking at 26 degrees in Kentucky. It's right down in the bluegrass state. 26 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, that's not great. Sorry. I when I see 26 degrees, my brain automatically goes to the Celsiatory. It's just, Canadian. They kind of, they taught us both in school. So you kind of learn both at the same time. And then you're like, okay, now we're going to drop all the imperial measurements, inches, feet, and yards, and Fahrenheit, and 9/16 socket wrench. We're going to drop all that. You're like, well, they're still pretty good. I mean, working on this old 350 engine here, and it's, I need that wrench, that spanner, if you will. Anyway, getting sidetracked. Good to see you. Thanks for winding down your weekend with a guy on the show. Here, what are we looking at? The glass plate negative collection of Frank Cousins. Who's Frank Cousins? I don't know. We're going to have a look. He's a photographer guy. Links below for Frank. We're going to look at least have a chuckle at the Wikipedia version. Although I tend to buy a little bit more at the accomplishments of a photographer over, an architect who's, I did 50 buildings. What? Yep, all in 20-year career too. Oh yeah, but this was before there was actually any architecture schools, so there was really no formal training. You're like, okay, sure. But a photographer, at least, if he's taking photos, it could be thousands of photos. And you're like, yeah, guys just walking around. Heck, I do that on my channel with video content. So it's a little bit more believable. But anyways, this guy, this Frank Cousins guy, I'm going to call him Frankie. But don't get him mixed up with Frankie Fingers over here, because then we're going to have a problem. So now you know what I'm talking about with the whole New West Reset thing. No. What? No. What I said about Frankie Fingers. Oh. That Frankie Fingers a New West Reset of the same. Wait, what? Oh yeah, she don't stand no cheating. She don't stand none of that. Anyway, we're going to look at the glass plate negative collection of Frank Cousins. This was shared by friend of the channel, George Prokopenko. So thank you very much to George. He emailed a guy the link to this thing, and my ocular sphericals popped right out of my skull bone. I did the old-timey cartoon, I, where, the eyeballs pop out of the head. You know what I'm getting at. Anyway, stunning photos of not just exterior buildings, whether they be, office buildings, churches, or even residential homes, but interior shots. Hey, here's a guy's dining room back in 1899 or whatever, right? And you're like, oh, that's pretty nice. So I thought it'd be interesting to peruse that. So thank you very much to George for forwarding that. And the link, as mentioned, for that below. Speaking of links below, if you haven't already, by the way, give a guy one of these. Just helps to push me out into that thing a little bit. Appreciate it. Thanks to all of you who've already shared and subscribed. Appreciate that as well. And hello to everybody on the HooTubes and on the Bumble. Thanks for joining the live show. Links below for a guy's location map. Yeah, that's right. You click on that link and it takes you to this goggle machine file here, and you can just, well, you can see my icon here. And these are just places the guys looked at. You know, so you just click on this, boy, opens up this tab. Oh, St. Stephen's Hall of Church, eh? Okay. And you click on the link and it takes you to the video. So there you go. That's it's Cousin Vinny's project. So thank you very much, Cousin Vinny, for the location map. All the places that are joined with the yellow line. That's when a guy went on walkabout. You know, I'm gonna show you 6 buildings in this video. Also, links below for guys BitChute, MeWe, as mentioned over on the Bumble. Guys email there too, so that's how George got a hold of me with this. If you want to send a guy an email with, I don't know, some photos or show idea, I try to keep it Canadian though there, eh, buddy? You know what I'm saying? Scott Pike in the box. Good to see you. Howdy, howdy. So, yeah, thanks. Links below. Oh, we did, and guys, PayPal too. You know, if you want to, you know, contribute to the donut fund, or you know, to a guy's manicure bank. Yeah, a guy's got to look good over here with the fingers, eh? Phil Henry's in the box. Good to see you, Phil. Phil sends me stuff too, emails and stuff, you know, there, eh? Very interesting. So yeah, there you go. Links below for all of that. So okay, enough with all that stuff here. Let's get on with it now. Quit messing around now. It's time to got a show to do here. My smoke went out though because I was jabbering too much. It actually didn't go out. It burned out. Because I get the good smokes from the indigenous peoples. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, you're not supposed to do that. Eh? So they don't put all the weirdo chemicals. And it says right on the pack, so you know it's true. 100% natural. I think an indigenous friend of the channel by the name of Old World Mick Mock referred to that as government tobacco. So there you go. Anyway, don't smoke, kids. It's not good for you. That's what I'm trying to say. But anyway, there we go. So yeah, links below, and yeah, I guess this Frank Cousins guy. Oh, Frankie Cousins. That sounds like a guy who's, you know, connected. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they opened the books up yet, and he's a made guy, but he's definitely connected. See what I'm saying? Oh, Frankie Cousins over here, right? Anyway, let's have a look at let's see what Wikipedia says about this fella here. Anyway, what's going on with this guy? There it is. Sorry. Not sure let's get that out of the way. Not sure what the holdup was there. Oh yeah, it'd become much more commonplace at that point in the late 1800s, early 1900s, right in the meat of the sandwich of what we're going to be that doesn't make sense, but right in the middle of what we're going to be looking at here, right? It's, you know, 1890 to 1920. Good 30-year career for this feller. So, did you mean Frank Cousins photography? Yes, that's what I bookmarked. So of course that's what I meant. But yeah, people by this point, hippie had a lot of folks. Cameras were much more easily accessible, more affordable by this point. You didn't necessarily have to stand still for stand still there for like 6.5 minutes. Wait, what? You heard me, 6.5 minutes until we get the exposure. So don't move, don't twitch. You can blink, but don't wiggle or walk or sneeze or cough. Whatever you do, God's sakes, don't smile. Even when I was a kid, that always kind of gave me the wheelies, by the way. Why aren't they smiling? Anyway, Frank Cousins, photographer. Frank Cousins, born July 1st. Hey, that's Canada Day. Canada's birthday. Canada Day. I know it sounds odd to say it, but that's what it's called. Canada Day. Canada Day. Canada Day, eh? Anyway, 1851, this guy was born. Passed, bless him, June 6th, 1925. He was an American writer and photographer of federal style architecture in New England. Federal style. Not those colonial. Anyway, see? In New England. Oh, there you go. Right. Cousins' photographs added to the preservation movement in the early 1900s by documenting buildings and a style of architecture that was in danger of being demolished. He was born, lived, and worked in Salem, Massachusetts. There you go. Yeah. Well, yeah. And I mean, there were people back then that were afflicted with, not inflicted, afflicted with certain neurological or mental disorders that, it's just like today. You can't help it. Maybe not as widespread because, they like to pump us full of stuff, or try to anyway. But yeah, back then you might have people that had like ADD or something, right? Yeah, you can stand there for 6.5 minutes while I take your photograph. Frustrating. Just hold still, will you? I literally can't. I have a muscle spasm disorder in my leg or whatever, right? Anyway, as a young man, he worked in a dry goods store, JB and SD Shep. Cousins and his brothers opened their own general store on Essex Street in Salem in 1868. His brothers died. Yeesh. And Cousins continued to run the store. Okay. And called it Frank Cousins Beehive, or Frank Cousins Beehive. As his business became more successful, he was able to indulge in his interests in studying New England architecture through writing and photography. He was able to turn his hobby into a side gig, I guess. Sure. Okay. Why not? Good for that guy, I guess. Nance is in the box. Nance Hardwick. Good to see you. Thanks for winding down your weekend here on the show. Appreciate it. First, in his life, he took tens of thousands of images and sold them at his store and more specific audiences, such as architects, publishers, libraries, and the whatnots. Through his business, Frank Cousins Art Company. Okay, so he's opening a second business, I guess. Guy's busy, but okay. He published books and photographic albums on colonial architecture. Some of these photo albums were salesman's order books for his company, Frank Cousins Art Company. And these featured houses in Salem, Marblehead, Danvers, and Waltham. On Peabody, focusing on architectural details. What are these places here? Coastal, okay. Danvers. Okay. There's places in Essex County and Middlesex County. Okay. In New England. So this is all going to sound very familiar to any Brits in the box tonight, or folks from the UK in general. Peabody. Yeah. Essex County, Massachusetts. Okay. There you go. He photographed many Samuel McIntyre homes in Salem, in addition to New England. Subjects of his images included landmarks and architecture in Baltimore, Philly, NYC, the Big Apple, and other locations in eastern U.S. as well as in Europe. 1913, he was commissioned by the Art Commission of New York City to document buildings that were to be demolished. Yeah. It's not worthy enough to keep it standing, but at least it's worthy enough to, take a picture of it before we knock her down or blow it up or burn it down or whatever, right? Al in the box. Al Triano, welcome. Thanks for shooting in. He was interested in locales related to Nathan Hawthorne, American novelist and short story writer. His works, okay. Famous author from Salem, Mass. He also photographed historic homes and museums, such as the Peabody Museum and Essex Institution. That place, lovely. Essex Institute, excuse me. Yeah, okay, lovely, nice. Published a couple of books. All right, there you go. Did an exhibition. Oh, yeah, somebody did an exhibition of his stuff in 2010. I'd never heard of this guy, mind you. It's not like I'm familiar with late Victorian era, early Edwardian era photographers' names, but hey, Words Matter is here. Thanks for shooting into the box. How's you going there, eh? So yeah, that's some news clippings. All right, nice. So there you go. Link below for that guy. Nothing super jumping out as being odd, although he did own a lot of businesses, and he did go from the dry goods business to the photography business rather quickly. But I don't know. I guess I can buy. To me, it's more likely that your hobby is photography, especially as Hippie mentioned earlier, by the late 1890s, and certainly into the 1920 when we're looking at here tonight. But it would have been much more prominent to have that as a hobby than what's your hobby? I do architecture as a hobby. Yeah, didn't go to school or nothing. No, did 38 buildings in these 6 cities or whatever, right? And how often we come? I can't think of a specific example, but you get where a guy's going, right? At least with the photographer, I don't know. This guy, he's taking some nice photos. So what do you say we quit yammering and beating around the bush and kicking the can down the road and just have a look at it? And again, link below for this as well. Okay, so if you want to, because as it mentions in the description, there's over 2,000 photos of this, and just in this collection, just on this link, 2,669. Make of that what you will. So let me share this here with you. I figure, a fellow will take you through a few here, some warm-ups, and then we'll take a mid-show break, give you a sneak peek at your upcoming midweek vintage footage video. And then we'll come back and have a look at a few more. You can see how it's broken down on the site here. This is Digital Commonwealth, Massachusetts Collections online. Frank Cousins Glass Plate Negatives Collection. So you have, a bunch of categories, got some interiors here. To get right down to it, like they just narrow it down for you. Doors and doorways, stairways, mantles, wallpapers, fireplaces, and more. And more. But you can see here, Central and North America, United States, Massachusetts, and then Essex County in general, Salem, Pennsylvania, Philly, so on and so forth. So yeah, 2,669. A lot of photos. So I figured we'd look at some of the interior and more. Let's see what more. Well, looky here. Stores and shops, parlors, tombs, and sepulchral monuments. Sepulchral monuments. That's tough for a guy to. I verbally tripped over that one. Ironwork, gardens, fireplaces. Huh? Let's have a look at interiors in general. Shout out in the box here in the chat. Let me know if you want to specifically look at fireplaces. We're not going to jump right to big, the big buildings and so forth necessarily right away here, but interior detail, mantle, James E. Wilson house, glass negative. Okay, look at this. Okay, it talks about the mantle. Sure, yeah, that's a mantle. I see it. It sure is. It's a mantle. Not sure why you have a measuring stick. I guess that's for perspective, for size. Some of these were going into catalogs and so on, I guess, right? So, but it's not a fireplace. Like what? It's very interesting. What do you think of that? Boom, right out of the gates. Look at this weird thing. Mr. Wilson himself an interesting piece of old world tech here. Is this some kind of radium heating device? Very beautiful. I mean, this is just lovely, by the way. I think this might be giving us a hint, as well as the fact that it's mounted into a quote-unquote fireplace. So it's pretty interesting. What we got here? Look at that. Beautiful. Oh, wow. Very nicely detailed. Oh, pity. That's a shame. A couple of cracks here. These are on hinges, it looks like. Or something? No, the other one doesn't have. What the heck is that thing? Again, maybe to measure or something. Beautiful. This up here too, Very nice. Very nice. Morgan is in the box. Isabella live. Good to see you. Yeah, that's quite lovely. My goodness. This guy had the eye, Staircases. Grandfather clock there. It's pretty interesting. You can see there's literally hundreds of photos. Strange. Interior detail mantle, first floor, rear room, Harrison Gray Otis house. Okay. Again, they say, yeah, mantle, but no explanation whatsoever. This looks like it's been papered over or something. It still has some hardware. I have no idea. That's weird. It's very strange. Now, the dates could vary in these photos, but they're all taken between 1890 and 1920. So that, I mean, that's quite a broad time frame, but even still, these are beautiful. That's quite exquisite. So you got some kind of eagle or phoenix representation here. Some kind of urn with cornucopias, maybe, or some kind of lotus giving you, I don't know. Could these be, they resemble, I don't know, serpents? Or, I don't know. Very unusual. I mean, they're ribbons, but you know what I'm saying. Some symbology there. Oh, yeah, there you go. Like you do all that and then burn some wood in there. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's maybe what we do. But originally, I think it was more like that first photo we looked at. You know, it had some kind of device in there. These are very interesting as well. Very intricate. Like, isn't that a little too intricate to just, yeah, I'm just going to pitch some wood in here and set it ablaze. You know, I'm not going to get soot and ash and crud eventually built up, carbon built up all over these. So they're going to look like hell unless I polish them every day. This is going to get all blackened and, you know, it seems mighty, a little too precious, at least to me, anyway. Preciously constructed, you know what I mean? Let's skip ahead here a little bit and see what, oh, there you go. Let's see what Danvers Collins Street Interior Hall, Robert King Hooper House. The house was supposedly built 1754. The photograph date is, it's even bigger time frame. 1890 to 1920 is what the link sort of said at the beginning, so we'll go with that. Very vague on the dating of these photos, noticed, but it's a lot of hullabaloo going on. You know, this is just in the front hall, right? So I'm assuming you come in here and then you either can go up or enter different rooms, right? Be fancy. Mm-hmm. Jump ahead a bit more. Again, there's over 2,000 here. So I mean, we could be here forever. But definitely just want to, and again, just shout it out in the chat, in the box. Shout it out. If you're like, hey, let's look at some tapestries or wallpaper or whatever. What's going on here? Oh, I see. It's a kettle that you swing in. Okay, sure. Marble, I guess. Looks like marble. I mean, it's nice, but yeah, again, I don't know. I have questions. Vaughn's here. Hello, hello, my friend Vaughn. Good to see you. Some furniture here. Okay, sure. I don't mind some of these shots though. Peabody, 45 Main Street interior. Unknown Sutton House. Unknown Sutton House. That doesn't make sense. Got a lot of patterns and layers going on here, for sure. Let's put a rug and then another rug. And then over here, some bar skin, I guess. Got a settee or a sofa or Chesterfield, a couch here. Then we'll throw a blanket on it. Everything's got to have something else on it. It's just layers of stuff. See, again, there's a fireplace, but not being used as a fireplace. Team Heat. How's she going there, bud? Thanks for shooting in, eh? See ya. What else is going on here on this thing? You can see it just keeps going on and on. What's happening here? What's this? What's this nonsense? Ah, okay. Yes, Philly, Independence Hall. Declaration Chamber. It's right there on Old Chestnut Street in Philadelphia, PA? Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Look at this fancy schmancy. All this here. Hi. Wow. Okay. It's like they knew, yeah, this place is going to be pretty important, eh? So we better make her up good. How could they know that? We've got a couple of fireplaces here. This one has a vent under it or something, or they just put a piece of carpeting in there. What is that? Some fabric? Well, it's like a opening with a grate, isn't it? Or not a grate, but bars? Or am I nuts? Got a crack in the glass plate negative, by the way, there, buddy. To me, that looks like it's built into the floor. Okay. Hmm. An oar and a, what is that? Some kind of staff or something? I don't even know, but it's beautiful. Cousin Vinny's here. Lived in an apartment with a fireplace like these in the late 1990s. Yeah, I lived in an apartment that was, the building was supposedly built, I think it was just before WW1. But yeah, it had this gas fireplace that was natural gas. A nice mantle with some, what do you call them? Wall sconce light fixtures, one on each side. Oh, she was a beauty, eh? Wasn't as fancy as what we're looking at here, mind you, but, you know, it's cowboy fancy. Whatever that means. I don't know. I'm not actually a cowboy. I mean, I do live in the city. Yeah, see? It's not a interior detail. Mantle. It's not a fireplace. See? It's weird, right? It's unusual. Some what are these? Griffins or winged horses, maybe? Or one winged horse and a griffin, or a couple of winged beasts, anyways. Some winged beasties. This looks like this came later. Like it's, we better rivet that piece of steel on there, eh? Cut a hole here, we'll fit it in. Tack weld a couple of these things on her and paint her medium gloss black. It's like they're covering up something or shut her down. Got to shut her down, whatever was in there. I don't know. I'm just rambling, but look at this, man. Look at this. Lovely. Beautiful attention to detail. Even in the glass. Etched design, I'm assuming. Fantastic. You know, it's just my house. My name's John. It's just my house. Want to come in for a beer? Maybe you're a Scotch guy or a whiskey guy. Maybe you just want a tea. It's nice. Dragon Sage is here. How's she going there, eh? Dragon Sage from out in Ontario. He's a fellow Canuck, crazy, wacky Canuck there, eh, bud? He's got his own thing going over there. You should check out his channel, by the way. Yeah, I think you should. All right. That's vague enough here as we were looking at just interiors in general. Let's get down to nitty gritty here. There's that one we looked at already. Let's just have a quick peekaboo as a reminder. Oh, see that? She didn't like me doing that there for a sec. Like there was a bit of a lag or something. But yeah, there's this, right? See, later on, these may have been removed. And then you just put a big metal plate over it and rivet it and paint it. Or you yank out all the guts and then you just throw some wood in there, bud. Light yourself a nice little fire. Get yourself a kettle, swing it over there, get your coffee going. Heck, get yourself some beans, pork and beans going. Yeah. Just like back out at home on the range. I don't know. It's ridiculous. If we can see any other odd things. Yeah, see, this looks. First of all, that's nice, right? Look at that. Not to mention the wall decor at a lot of these. Yeah, it's just my wallpaper. It's fine. It just looks like a fresco or a mural. Yeah, no, sure. Yes, it's above my mantle here in my study. Beautiful. I mean, hey, Frankie, would you live here? Hell yeah, bub. You bet your ass I would, eh? I'd live here in a heartbeat there, eh? Looks like they got what they're trying to say is a poker maybe there. Yeah, a piece of see, but this is basically what the place that I lived in, this is basically what it looked like. Except for it didn't have all this fancy stuff here. It actually had sort of ventilation louvers in it. I think they were a 1920s retrofit in. But it looked like this. But you would actually just flip a switch and the pilot light would light up and there was a sort of one of those clay tablets that was kind of had a lot of surface area, kind of like those modern portable, big buddy heaters, portable heaters and stuff. And that thing would heat up. And to be honest, if you wanted just heat, and then there was settings. It was on a dial, right? So you could turn it up or low, medium, high, I think, or something. But if you ran the thing for an hour and then shut her down, I mean, she would still radiate heat for hours and hours afterwards, like 3-4 hours, until it eventually kind of dissipated and cooled down back to room temperature. But if you want it for ambiance, right? If you want to get romantic with, your special lady friend or whatever there, then you just put her on the low setting there, bud. It's cozy. You get a nice glow, But we didn't chuck wood at it like that. Like he's got, let's put a log in there. It doesn't look right. It didn't have this stuff poking out of it with a log in it. Not to mention, I'm going to trek all this filthy wood and bark with bugs and ants in it and stuff through my glorious home just so I could chuck it into this thing and burn it. Again, it's just me, but what the heck's going on here? I'm just going to put a chair. It looked like a chair. I'm just going to put a chair in here. But no, again, it's some kind of, they're going to say, put your wood on there, buddy. Well, maybe now, yeah, it's been retrofitted. It's beauty. Yeah. They did pretty nice there. Hey, bud? With the decorating and whatever this is. Granite or something? I don't know. Again, this wallpaper, this toile. That's toile, that I know, because it's French. So it's, and Frankie's fancy like that. It's textured wallpaper, eh? Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. It's, modest, but lovely. All right. Skim through a few more here right quick. If we see anything else that jumps out at us. I mean, that first one, it's hard to beat that first one. Tell you, it's tough to beat. What's going on here? They got their entire campsite in this thing. What's going on here? We got your pork here, pork and beans here. Got some flapjacks going up here. We got coffee. We got tea here. Some oatmeal or porridge going up over here. Got to bake some bread in here. And this, I don't know. Just got a big barrel. We're having hot rum. I don't know. You got everything. That's how big these things are. You could shove this chair in there. I don't know what this thing is, but that's got to be in there for some reason. What is that? This is obviously some kind of, I'm going to rake this place out tool. Or I guess, no, you could stand here and put stuff in. What if you got a fire going here? You're not going in here to pull your bread out, are you? You'll die. So these devices these tools must have something to do with that. I don't know. Maybe you just learn the hard way. Yeah, don't do that. But anyway, you can't have chili and cornbread at the same time. Or gumbo and cornbread. You can't have roast beef and Yorkshire pudding going. You go in here to retrieve it, you're going to get burned by this fire here on your leg. My pantaloons, good Lord. Right? What the heck this is, I do not know. Looks like something you use on somebody's foot to get them to reveal their secrets of their hidden base or something. I don't know. It's weird. But anyway. See what else we got here. Mantles. Yeah, fireplaces, mantles. We've seen that. Doors and doorways? Sure. What do you think? Doors and doorways? Should we have a look? Let's get rid of this. Get rid of that. There we go. Doors and doorways. Again, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the box for what in the. Feel like, oh, let's look at churches or whatever. Guess it's a light fixture. Maybe. I don't know what it is. I thought it was a light fixture, but I don't see a bulb or anything on it. Was it just an oil and there would be an open flame? Like the Olympic flame? Oh, these are interesting. A couple of griffins. Sure, you need those to hold up whatever that is. This exquisite thing. I mean, we didn't even get to the doorway here. This is a Baltimore, Maryland. Exterior detail. Iron lantern. Morgan, Isabella Lodge says it's a potato peeler. That hard crank industrial size potato peeler used in the army. Could be like for peeling something, food prep. I mean, it's right there by your easy bake oven in your fireplace or whatever. So, I mean, I didn't even mention this in the glass. It's lovely. Yeah, it's nice. It's an intention grabber. Well, it's just a mat. I thought that was some kind of something. Lovely. Oh, okay. We'll go to this railing first, and then we'll go to that door knocker. What do you think? We'll check out those knockers. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Old World Mi'kmaq in the box. Hello. Quay Nidab. Hello, good to see you. Words Matter says, reminds me of the Little Mermaid finding who's it's and what's it's. Yeah, what this and that and the other thing. And all them they're, what's it's and so on and so forth there, eh? Yes. Nobody's going to have a boot scraper usually. I'm not seeing a boot scraper or a shoe scraper. Got the measuring stick, though, thank goodness. To let us know it's 1, 2, 3, 4 feet. So it's about, no, that can't be right. That's not a foot. This would be a foot. 2 feet. It's about 3 feet high. Some kind of, what is that, a lute? Or some kind, not a lute, but some kind of old-timey harp shape? You know what I'm saying? Or Dragon Sage is here. Maybe if we tip it on its side, is this thing going to shoot 4 arrows? Could it be a giant 4-chambered, for lack of a better term, crossbow? It looks like a musical instrument, though. Toodly-loot. You just pluck the old strings. I don't know. It's quite nice, though. Of course, you got to have some kind of ball on there. Okay. Yeah, or a tuning fork. Yeah, tuning fork. There you go. That's something to do with frequencies and whatnot, vibrations. What's going on here? Baltimore, Maryland, 417 North Charles Street, exterior detail, door knocker. Yeah, 417. Thanks for telling us. It's right there. But okay, anyway. Some guy in a pith helmet? No, it's earlier than that. But maybe he's got a shovel. This guy's got, what is that? Well, here we'd call it a toque, eh? But in the winter you wear it. It's a knitted cap, but this looks like a Phrygian cap. No, it's a chapeau with a feather in it, maybe. It's got a little bit of a, his face been melted. The skeleton is the jack-o'-lantern. Weathered? I'm going to go with weathered. It's a door knocker after all. Some kind of shielded eagle. Or maybe representing the phoenix here. Some kind of coat of arms or shield or something. Can't really tell what's going on there. Green man face there, maybe? I mean, you get right in there and it's quite intricate. It's lovely. It's almost reminiscent of bull's horns here, maybe? Again, a rosette design. I mean, it's a little rough, but it's still a beauty. All right, jump ahead a few here. As a reminder, there are 2,669 photos just in this collection. Some more eagle door knockers. Fisherman's cap. Okay, there you go. Yeah. Fisherman's cap. A leer or liar. Liar, yeah. L-I-R-E, I think. Either way it's spelled. Yeah, it's a musical instrument. Yeah. Okay, yeah. That's kind of, yeah, the thing that I was, it's kind of like a harp, but different. But same, but different is, I guess, what I'm getting at.
That doesn't make sense.
But yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Carmichael in the box. Hope everyone's having a great night. Hope you're having a great night. Thanks for winding down your weekend here on this Sunday evening in the show. Thanks for shooting in. Let's see what else we got here. Fancy wallpaper. It's nice. Yeah. Some more wood paneling, goofy fireplace shenanigans. Okay. What in the... Okay, let's go. We'll go here first. I know that other one is next to it is, but I mean down here, let's just go down here. By the way, why? Oh, it's the basement. Oh, okay, sure it is. It's the basement now. Or could it be that originally that was the main floor and there's your door and there's a window? You even got shutters on the windows, you know? What you need shutters for if, you know, this was basement and this was below ground. Anyway, look at this. Oh, that looks like it's been there a while. Again, these are dated 1890 to 1920. So at this point, even being generous in saying this photo was taken in 1920, it's already, you know, like 104, going on 105 years, right? But even with that in mind, I mean, this already looks like it's been here for hundreds of years. There's your shoe or boot scraper. Because, you know, mud. Mud's such a problem. Marit in the box, hidden at plain sight. Hello. Good to see you. Da Phoenix. Mudflood. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm getting at here. Mud was such a problem that, you know, you had we call boot scrapers out here in Calgary, Alberta, because it's cowboy land out here. But you know what I'm saying? Boot scrapers, shoe scrapers, whatever. Again, it looks like it's been there a long time. It's beautifully crafted. It's obviously not a piece of junk made in China. You know, guys got to mess around with the language because, you know, the censor people get censurative. What's this? This is what I was. Exterior detail, iron post and railing. Oh, it's just an iron post. What? Why? It's just an iron post. What are you worried about? Yeah, but why does it have all of that? It's lovely. Like, again, I say it all the time. Thanks for doing it. I mean, even just this, by the way. We're just going to detail every junction point on this railing with this beautiful rosette detail. But anyways, this isn't a post. Like, why do you make it? Why does it look like a building? Why does it resemble like a cupola, a dome on like a, I don't know, let's say, for example, a Capitol building? You know what I'm saying? It just is very, like, why does it have to be? Again, it's beautiful. I appreciate the beauty. This looks wonky with this. This looks like maybe it's been messed with, broken. And they just, oh, let's throw it on here. Fix it later. I don't know, but like it's just so fancy, and it's just a post at the end of a railing going into the building. It's fine. I don't understand why you got to be so inquisitive.
Let me ask you something. How come you asking so many jackassy questions?
Anyway, that's an eye catcher. That's a beauty. That's looks partially building, but also partially looks like it could be some kind of tech. You know what I mean? Skip ahead a little bit. Getting ready to take a quick mid-show break here, and then when we come back, we'll kind of look at, whoa, we're not skipping past this, and we'll take a look at stuff like this. Okay, so it did mention in the Wikipedia about this photographer, Frankie Cousins over here. Frank Cousins of New England, of Salem, I believe. Amateur turned professional photographer. He did do some of his photography in Europe. So here we go in Rheims, France. Rheims Cathedral. Exterior detail door. That's just the door? What in the Sam Steele is going on here? Oh, it's one of those giant doors that these pairs of doors are so huge that we have to put our normal size guy door in here. And even that door is going to be 7 feet tall, probably. I mean, okay, let's even just say 6 feet. So this is like an 18-foot, 15 to 18-foot door, roughly. I say, yeah, 15 to 18, not quite 20, just shy of 20 feet, let's say. And then you get these, bunch of stairs, five, 6 stairs to go up. So yeah, you could probably say, because it's obviously been mud flooded or something here. You can see the slope where they just paved over. So this doorway probably goes, we've seen it in photos from other cities. This doorway probably goes down at least to this level, but probably more. But anywho, this shenanigans. I got everything on here. Got some reliefs, got some statues inside of niches. Got all this song and dance underneath. Got all this drapery that I'm assumed is carved into stone or poured into a mold. Either way, you still got to install it. This looks like full-on stone to me. Like that's, maybe 2 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot stone blocks. Actually, bigger than that. That's just a halvesy to do your pattern. Look at all this, man. Are you kidding me? And then it just keeps going. It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. Well, that's the thing, eh? You got well, it's to get the pipe organ in, is what they'll tell us. Well, while they're framing it, just during the framing stage, you could bring the pipe organ in. Well, no, we don't want to damage the pipe organ during the construction phase. Well, wait, are you just wheeling in a pipe organ, or is it coming in a bunch of wooden crates? And you just bring those wooden crates in during the framing stage. And then you could frame in the door to whatever size you need. Then if you want to put a 6 or 7 foot front door, go for it there, Bob's your uncle, eh? You can get that done, no problem. But no, we're just going to build these massive, redonkulous doors. Okay, I'm calling it right now. Shenanigans. It's shenanigans. Just keeps going. Keeps going. This is silly. They get silly with it now. That's pretty amazing. What's the details in this thing? Give us a date on the building. Okay, it's from his collection of 1890. There's the time he was born to the time he was pushing up daisies. It's roughly taken during this time. I guess he did have some amateur years before he went full-on pro. That's why we're in the 1860s. It's not giving us any info on that building, when it was built, but that's nice. That's a good place to I think to end it here for now, and take a quick little mid-show break. As per usual, give you a little quick sneak peek at your upcoming midweek here on the show. If you're new to the channel, or as a reminder, if you've been, hanging around here for a while, every Wednesday, vintage footage video upload. I try to find some old-timey black and white video footage if I can, or maybe color, although sometimes the colorized is AI colorized, and I don't like that. I like to go, if you can find it was filmed and processed in color in the 30s, great. If it's been colorized after the fact, not a fan. But that said, try to make it, Canadian content, of course, put it to music. And this one is from the 1930s, speaking of which. And this is from what is now Thunder Bay. And at the time, known as Port Arthur. So it's just over 3 minutes. Smoke 'em if you got 'em. And we'll see you on the other side of 3. All right. Thanks, everyone. Stick around. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back. Welcome back, everyone. Frankie here, New West Reset. New West Reset Live, episode 94. The glass plate negative collection of Frankie Cousins over there. About 6:15 p.m. local time. That's mountain time. And as always, we're coming at you live here from Calgary in southern Alberta. Up in Canada land there, eh, buddy? Speaking of Canada land, we just looked at, what is now Thunder Bay? Old Port Arthur. And yeah, exquisite homes. Exquisite homes, yes. Kathy, I could live there, yeah. You got that right there. That's for sure, eh? It's pretty nice. Yeah, Vaughn says nice. Dragon Sage. I love Thunder Bay. Thunder Bay, bye. Thunder Bay, bye, eh? Eh, bye? Thunder Bay, eh, bye? It's just, I'm just speaking Canadaese, Canadianese to a fellow Canadian in the box right now. Speaking in the box, say howdy, see how you doing. Got a bunch of people shooting in, a couple of new friends here on the show here tonight. Da Phoenix in the box, welcome to the channel. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in on the shenanigans. Appreciate that. Of course, thanks to everybody else for shooting in. Thanks again to Hippie for sharing all the links and whatnots. Muchly appreciated. Speaking of links, everything below for, top half of the show, what we covered with the Wikipedia on this Frank Cousins guy. Again, this was sent by friend of the channel, speaking of which, George Prokopenko, who probably won't even get to see this because my stuff always gets banned in Ruska land and, over there. Again, I got to watch what I say, the Hootubes and the Bumble. But anyways, Hootubes, Bumble, BitChute, MeWe, email, all below. PayPal's there as well. So I can buy some more maple syrup? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. As well as location map put together by cousin Vincent. So, we say when we left off, when we last joined in with Frank Cousins' glass plate collection from 1890 to 1920, we were looking at interiors, and we looked at some doorways, and we looked at some wonky fireplaces. Let's just look at some buildings now. This, again, is just a general search, so it's not in one particular city. We could end up anywhere here, right? Right now, we're in Annapolis, Maryland. Guess this is the Chase Building, supposedly built in 1770. Okay. Very nice looking. Let's see what's going on here. There's pediment up here. Of course, you got to have some kind of portal. You don't put a clock in it, at least put some glass in her, eh? I guess. Nice detail on this thing. First window here. Yeah. It's nice. I still wonder why you got to go up so many stairs. And they're crappy wooden. Look to me to be crappy wooden stairs. So you can build all of this. You got the brick, the mortar, the other stone maybe, or whatever, right? You're not gonna put stone stairs? Stone, it looks like it might be a stone foundation here behind this fence. So that's okay. There you go. Here's your boot scraper. And I have no idea. Something out, O-U-T, oot, out, cut, Rib. Is that an R-I-B? R-I-D? Looks like an R, an I, and a B. And then maybe an S, a U, and a T. Ribsut? That doesn't make sense. That's, no, that can't be. That's, I'm just babbling at this point. Doesn't mean, I don't know what I'm saying. But you know what I mean? What does it say? That's as far in as I can zoom on her, too, there, eh? So, I don't know. Ridgut? Could be a G. Could be an S. I don't know. It's a head scratcher. Anyway. Be here all bloody night looking at whatever the Sam Steele we're looking at. Oh, there's, I still can't get my head around that. That's a beauty. What's going on here? Okay. Well, first of all, this is nice. That's beautiful. Love it. Again, you get time to do that. Sure. Okay. I'm guessing this is one. This was one building, maybe? I wonder if these courses of brick line up. Well, they don't look like they do. So maybe it is one smushed up against the other. Kind of damage here in the print taken from the glass plate. But this, of course, yeah, you know, okay. Now you got to put in all kinds of different size windows. So if something happens and 3 or all 4 of these windows break, or one from here breaks, one from here, then the guy's got to come and get 2 different size windows. It's not all standardized. It's just, why would you do that? It's pain. And they got some kind of window well with a grate in it maybe here. I don't know. But yeah, that's nice. It's nice. I like it. But this, now you're talking. Now you're talking. All kinds of tech on there, and a Phoenician shell maybe here. The urn shape. Again, there's your portal. Yeah, this is really, really nice. The mix of the rough hewn and finer finished, more finely hewn stone. Of course, you got to have a line. No matter what, you get even up here in Canada land where we actually have mountain lions. Actually, in the U.S., there still are, but at one point, vast swaths of the U.S. had pumas. You know, mountain lions, cougars, right? And in the southern regions, jaguars? Is that what's down in Mexico and Central America, South America, is jaguars? I don't know. I'm not a wild feline expert. I'm not a zoologist, but I mean, it would make sense rather than putting an African lion with the mane, you put a North American lion, right? A mountain lion. Nope. Strange. But yeah, that's again, it's kind of low. At least they're not trying to hide them. They decorate them at least. Here it's like, yeah. I guess it's because it's 2 different buildings that they're different sizes, but either way, it just looks wonky. But this thing's very, very interesting. I've never seen this sort of thing before. Like it's covering over a window. It's like I can look out this. They purposely constructed this window on an angle so you can look out, but then when you look out, all you see is this in their way, and you're like, oh, geez, it scares me every time, especially at night if it's rain soaked. It's very lifelike. So was this an afterthought? Because then you get this guy you could play peekaboo, or peeping Tom. I don't know. It seems strange, but anyways, can't spend all night on these things here. Drive yourself bonkers. Again, we'll skip ahead a few. There's 78 just in the houses subcategory. 1,500 photos. So, you know, there's plenty to see. What's going on here? You got enough angles going on in this place? Wow, Yeah, we'll do like the 2-angle, like barn style, because it kind of does look like a converted barn. Old manse in Concord. Okay. Kind of, whoop. Kind of info we get of that. It's in Middlesex County, so it's out in the countryside somewhere. Okay, sure. There's your entrance to get into the lower level. It's interesting. Yeah, it's got this multi-angled roof, and you know, let's put a dormer in there too to make it even more of a pain in the ass. It's kind of interesting. Repair job, maybe. I don't know. They probably tell you it used to be a barn and it was swapped out to a house, but that seems odd because then why would a barn have a lower level like this? Like, sure, you could build a bay window and put some, you know, pediments over the doors and whatnot, you know, but even if you're just using this as a root cellar or a tornado shelter, I don't know, do they get tornadoes in Massachusetts? But anyway. Yeah. Dutch house. Kind of looks that way. Oh, it kind of does look like a ramp for horses, maybe, that would have entered into the barn, and this would have been the barn door, maybe, at one point, if this was, in fact, used to be a barn. Seems odd, too, that the chimney's right smack dab in the middle of the place here. One would assume it runs down to a fireplace on the main floor, but that door is pretty much, use your fireplace over here, your chimney curve, your fireplace only on the second floor. That's weird. But anyway, I think that's one of those traps. You flip it open. See, it's got hinges. Looks like it's got hinges here. So you flip it open. And tornadoes coming, Ma. Get down in the cellar. Right? And there you go, I guess. Either that, or you put your cannings and your long-term food storage, right? Your apples, potatoes, and onions, and your canned preserves and whatnot down there. Your dried meat, smoked meats and fish down in there. That's what my grandparents had. They had a root cellar like that. Root? Same thing twice, eh? Okay, sure. Some of these are taking a while to load. Are we experiencing technical difficulties again on the show? See, it did not like that one bit. Okay, so this is again this Robert King Hooper house. So okay, so this guy again. It's just a different room. Look at this. This is nice. I still don't see why you could put all the little fences and nets and stuff you want around these things. I still don't think originally these were fireplaces. I mean, some of the older photos and even pre-photos, like etchings and paintings and drawings and whatnot, they were huge. Well, so you could just have a bonfire in your parlor or in your living room back in, the 16 or 1700s. Like, get it. Get out of here. Get out of here with that nonsense, man. This guy's got a lot of knickknacks and bric-a-brac. This is lovely, though. Fancy. Again, the wallpaper, too. Yeah, just give me some foliage wallpaper, please. Oh, of course, put some ancient ruins in the background of my wallpaper. Even this table, man. Get out of here with this. Fantastic. Yeah, quite exquisite, I must say. Skip ahead. Lucky 13. Not so lucky. Just getting some wallpaper and burnt out fireplaces. Okay. Well. Oh, okay. All right. Here we go. Whew, it's covered in ivy or something. Davenport. Samuel Fowler House. Right on the high street. Okay. Some kind of weirdo balcony way up there, I guess. Sure. Maybe you got a nice view from there. It's lovely. Shutters over your door is unusual. They're not going to. What? There? Nobody invented screen doors at this point yet, I'm guessing? No, that can't be. Can't be right. To be honest, it looks like no one's even living in this house. You know what I mean? That might be broken glass here, maybe here. It's overgrown. Some kind of I'm just going to call it ivy because this doesn't really happen here in Calgary. It gets too bloody cold and stays cold for too long. And it's kind of dry out here. We're kind of in the high prairies, getting into like close to the Badlands, high desert, and then close to the Rockies. So something funny going on down here and over here. See how even though this is kind of crooked because the street seems to slope. Is that rail? Could be rail here. Like trolley or streetcar. You know, tram. The tram. Maybe. I don't know. Very interesting, though. Sure, 78. Why not? Fail. 74. Oh. Of course, I'm going to go right to the photos that have this kind of shenanigans. Of course. But why? Because it's shenanigans. I mean, look at all this. Yeah, it's weather vane and lightning rod. Okay. It's got some kind of, I'm guessing is copper wiring coming down. I'm not sure if that's what you want to do. If it's a lightning rod, don't you just want to have that grounded like to the ground and not go out onto this tiny little copper wire that'll blow out? A lightning strike would fry that copper wire. I mean, I'm no electrician or nothing, but yeah, Scott Pike in the box saying tech. Kind of what I'm thinking. Mansard style roof here. And then the dormers. Looks like it's got a curved dormer and then an arched window inside. It's quite nice. Big brick building. Looks to me that's a phony foundation, though. I bet you if you were to go up there and give that a couple of good whacks with a sledgehammer, which I do not advise you do that to any property that is not, well, you can do that to your own property, I guess, if you want to. But you know what I'm saying? If you were to smash away, that's just, a couple inches thick layer of concrete that's been smeared over there. Sometimes they do bother to take the time to put a stencil in it so it looks like it's stone. Sometimes they may even then afterwards go back and apply a rough-hewn stone-looking thick tile, a couple inches thick, You just back butter it and stick it on there. They did that to an old building down the street from me here in the summer. But normally, if you want water to drain, you want things to extend outward from your brick so that it drains away from your building and doesn't cause problems. So generally speaking, your foundation isn't going to stick out 2, 3 inches, a few centimeters anyway. You know what I'm saying? Generally speaking. Again, I'm not a builder or nothing, but it's common sense. See, above the windows, they seem to be flush with the brick, so the water can drain. But any water that does collect in here will drip down off of this extended lower window sill, for lack of a better, underneath the windowsill, the bottom of the window. You know what I'm getting at. But it's lovely. I mean, the one next to it is no slouch. It's brick, and then it's got a wooden facade on the front. Nice. Wood frame building here on concrete foundation, probably. And that's what you would expect to see built in, you know, what they're saying these buildings were built in, you know, 1770s, 1780s. I guess. Took a lot more effort with the street, though, didn't they? The inlaid trolley car or streetcar line with the paving stone. Or maybe brick, I don't know. It's very cool. Very cool. All right, let's see what else here. See what else is going on here with this thing. A lot of these places, there's a better shot. You know what? It's the same place, better shot here. Because I caught myself mid-sentence saying a lot of these places seem to have a lot of, maybe it's just the time period the photos were taken. These haven't been stripped of a lot of their flair and some of the old tech. See the shape a lot. It's like a cactus or something. But up here in Canada, like we see it, we do have cacti, cactuses, pokey guys. Red Flintstone, pokey, Roadrunner, coyote, pokey plants. But they're really only in the desert, like Badland areas. I would assume that Salem, Massachusetts would not have. So I don't think it is a cactus. I don't know what it is. It's got some kind of rod sticking out of it. So these photos are taken pre-cell booster antennas. So I don't know. It's awfully fancy though. Looks very, you know, the house made out of candy in the woods, kind of Hansel and Gretel-ish. No, these are from basically New England. The Phoenix in the box asking, are these from Canada land? No, I think pretty much, I don't think there's any from Canada. He's pretty much New England and a little bit from Europe. There's a Georgia in Salem? Or there's a Salem in Georgia? Now I'm just confused because I am Canadian and I don't know American geography very well. Especially when you start getting down in them there south regions. Down in the south, Lord have mercy. Look at this. They're just going to throw all this everywhere on this thing. This place is lovely. That's just this guy's house. What's your name, buddy? George Peabody. Want to see my house? Want to sit up on my veranda here and have some lemonade? Get out of here, man. It's just this guy's house. All right. I'm not sure who George Peabody was. The name Peabody, I mean, it does ring a bell, but I don't know. This guy was a big shot, man. This guy was a big shot. Again, it's Ivy or whatever. I mean, this is a place. I mean, I'd live here, sure. I mean, it's too much. Me and 10 other people could live in here. and still have like a lot of like privacy where if you didn't want to see anybody for hours on end, it'd be fine. Not a problem in here. This is an extensive home, man. Wow. Yeah, who does that? Like even if I got money to burn, I guess I don't know because I don't have money to burn, so I can't relate. I'm just a working schlub, What's going on here? Severn, Maryland, Whitehall, built in 1764. It's called Whitehall? Okay, sure. Let's have a look. Oh, this one's getting a little pickleated. I'm zooming in here. Fortunately. What's going on there? Not a good print of his glass negative on this one. Great, thanks. Looks a little bit worn down here. Perhaps aged, crumbling maybe? Or is this just stone here and then they put these on top of stone? Because if this is just cruddy bits of field stone that they mortared together to build the platform for this, then they get awfully fancy with these capitals on top, don't they? A portal? Sure. Yeah, why not? I'm guessing. Yeah, there's another one over there. These ends have arched windows. The rest are rectangular. Some other outbuilding here that's adjoined by something that... Was this some kind of colonnade that's been bricked in? Is this an old stable or something maybe? I don't know. Woodshed, and this was the stable, or I don't know. Just thinking out loud. All right, let's see what else we got here. What do we had for time? Well, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Doing all right. So we've done houses. Okay, sure. Let's clear that off there. Places. North and Central America. Sure. Okay. More. Let's see. Kingston. Okay. Rhode Island. Peabody. Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the box here where you want us to jump to. The United States is pretty broad. So, if we could narrow it down. I'm not seeing anything that's South America in here for some reason. Or Central America, I should say. Quite a bit to choose from. New Hampshire. Suffolk County. Boston. Boston. Philadelphia County and then Philadelphia itself. Interesting. No, nothing in the chat. All right. Dealer's choice, I guess. Let's see here. We already saw a lot from Massachusetts, Philly. We've done a show on Boston here before. Okay, there we go. Boston. All right. Kathy says Boston. Boston it is. Boston it is. So there's a foot. They call it a foot scraper. Well, I guess you wouldn't be scraping your foot so much as your footwear. I guess you could scrape your foot on it if you're barefooted and got mud on them, but easy now. Easy now. Look at this place. 13 West Street, where Hawthorne was married. Okay, good for Hawthorne and Mrs. Hawthorne. Flower shop here, just built out of the side of this place. Well, there's your windows here, or these may no longer be. This looks like it might be, but these windows let light down into the lower levels. Very often these are paneled in or even bricked up and, cinder blocks, whatever. A huge doorway. Yeah, let's put these crappy awnings there. Got all this beautiful detail that we're going to hide with this crappy awning. It's going to get faded by the sun and get tears in it and be all dirty. Just so we can, so we can put our sign on the side of the awning. Elmer Chickering? What in the hell is Chickering? It's interesting. Castle in the pasture in the box. Howdy, y'all. Howdy, Castle in the pasture. Thanks for shooting in there, eh? If you're just joining us, we are looking at the glass negative plate collection of Frank Cousins, 1890 to 1920. There's a guy who owned a dry goods business with a couple of his brothers and was an amateur photographer. And then he decided to play in the big leagues, go pro there, eh? For some reason, we are having technical difficulties with some of these, so my apologies. Yeah, see, so now this is one building, but then you have this nonsense here. See, look at rhombus. Sorry, I could barely. I did an old man laugh where I laughed and then I started coughing immediately. But look at this. Yeah, because that's not a pain in the ass to build. We're going to have 4 separate measurements, 4 separate angles for this window to accommodate for the angle slope down here and then the one here. Rather than leveling this off. No. So we're going to do this. And then this is a different size than this one. And this one's big enough that we're going to put a protective grate over it. And then this one is just even big enough for that we'll leave some of the lower part of it exposed here and put this grate and a lower grate. Like, it's just all this for a shoe shine shop. I just don't even.
Hey, I wet my jockeys here.
Anyway, this too next to it. Lovely. Very nice. Yeah, sure. Yeah, you got your weather vane. It's funny how it's got all this other techy tech maybe on top. The other thing that's, yeah, Kathy says weird. Yeah, like, well, you know what's weird? Like, this is just hilarious. But what's weird is this built onto the front of this building? It can't be, because then this door would be like, you know what I mean? So do you walk through here to go upstairs or is there a street behind, in between? You know what I'm saying? Is there a street in between these two buildings? Because this looks awfully close to this building. This looks like the frontage built onto the front of this, but then you have a door here and a railing. So obviously this is a separate building, I'm guessing. This might only be I'm looking inside, maybe it's only maybe 5 or 6 feet deep, like a couple of meters deep. But then you got stairs going up. Like, where the hell are these stairs going? They go up into here? I don't know what the hell's going on. The more I look at this photo, the more I'm like, whoa, what? No wonder this guy took a picture of it. Like, what in the Sam Steele's going on here? You got a laundry place. It's Lee, of course. It's Chinese laundry, of course it is. Of course, it can't be anything other than a Chinese laundry. Anyway, take it easy, kid. Anyway, moving on. These are great photos, but a lot of them are like, wait, what am I looking at? Can you please explain to me? I'm seeing here this, like, is there even anything to look at with this one? Like, it's covered in foliage. Again, it's built on quite a slope here. It's big. It's if I own this house, I would be out here trimming this. I'd be like, get off. Like, I paid a pretty penny for my place here now. I don't go, like, I would have trees and a garden. Sure. Some bushes, some shrubbery. Shrubbery! Flowers. You know, sure, absolutely. Creeping up the side of my house like that or whatever, get out of here. This place is nice. Very French Quarter Nolans looking-ish, I guess because of this upper veranda. Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, right? Scott in a box. Scott Pike says, need a gardener. Yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, in that previous photo, yeah, the old cigar shop kind of vibe. Like, it was either going to be a cigar shop, a newsstand, or a shoe shine. Well, we got the shoe shine, right? This place is lovely, though. You know, again, you know, you want to see the fanciest of the fancy embellishments? Well, you got to look way at the tippy top of the building where, you know, average Joe or Jane Q public walking by or driving by, meep, meep, aruga, and their little jalopy. They're not going to see that. All the exquisite stuff's way up here. Even this, you know, it's nice. These little bijou balconies. It's nice. Back in the day, we could just leave your front door open and you didn't have to worry about some maniac getting out of his car, coming into your house and deleting you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Jump ahead a few here. More fireplaces. Yeah. Fine. What's this? I don't know. Again, shout it out in the box because I'm just looking at the buildings here. So in the chat, if you want to look at some of the more refined fineries, that sounds fancy. You know, some of the little things like, I don't know, the wallpaper or whatever, let me know. That's just a nice big home. That almost, to me, looks like it could be a wood frame home on top of a, you know, block or a stone foundation. Like, that seems legit. Sure what's going on here, though. This looks like at one time it could have been a stable or something as well. Then they just repurposed it once they got their automobiles. Jamaica Plain, Moses Williams House. Okay. Monuments, Boston Cops Hill Gravestone. Okay. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, they've just been shoved in here. I mean, these aren't actually where the graves are. They don't just butt them up against each other. Not now and not back then. That's redonkulous. Very fancy. They love their fancy railings here in Boston. Well, in New England in general. You know, you better put a railing there, Harold, so you don't slip. Well, you better give me the fanciest wrought iron railing that money can buy. God forbid did we look through all of them? No, we skipped a few, but all right, here we go. Okay, so we looked at Boston. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go with Rhode Island, which isn't actually an island, from what I understand. It's a peninsula? Maybe it used to be an island. Or am I completely out to lunch on that? Let me know in the chat, in the box. You know, you could feverishly type away in all caps and yell at me on your keyboard. Rhode Island is an island, you dumb Canadian. And I'd be like, sorry, eh? That's lovely. Yeah, like colonial style or whatever. Sure, nice. Nice place. See how the people are living here in Kingston, Rhode Island. Oh, yeah, you have your plate rail way up there. That's convenient to reach up to get your serving platters. I guess they're more for show than for use. Is that Coke? Pepsi? I don't know. A lot of pomp and circumstance just to get blind, stinking drunk. Want to do some shots? Maybe you want some finely aged spirits or wine, maybe. Maybe you want to go Greek and have some grappa. I don't know. Yes, when you have to put the reflective surface in behind your candle wall sconce. But for some reason, the one on the other side doesn't have one. It's too much light. Just give me one. I don't know what I'm getting on about. I'm having too much fun. It's just, what can I say? It's what we do here.
You know what I mean? All right, we're having a good time.
The only hiccup with navigating through this is it repeats a lot of stuff, but at least when you narrow it down, you've only got a couple of pages to gawk at. See, there's another huge, crazy fireplace setup. Like, let's get every pot that we have and just hang it. I guess there were no stoves, so either I guess you cooked here or you cooked on a wood burning or coal stove in the kitchen. I mean, my grandma used to have a coal stove in the kitchen, which actually also just heated the whole house. So I guess this was your choices. You either get this or you get a coal or wood burning stove. I don't know. What's this, to make toast? There's your toaster. It's the Updike Hunt House, Kingston, Rhode Island. Mantle and fireplace and dining room. Oh. Wilkins Updike. Lost and Found History. It says, I'm loving this show, Frankie. Some of what you say is hilarious. Well, thank you. I try. You know. Don't always knock them out of the park, per se. But I appreciate that. What the heck is this thing? We're looking at another one of those devices, maybe, potentially. And then it's ventilated through what we were told are the fireplaces. But again, this seal looks like an afterthought to me. See, there's all kinds of schmutz and garbage here and crud. It looks like this can be disconnected. And then this, just screw that in there, Bob. There you go, eh? I don't know. Is this one of those faux fireplace? No, it's a real fireplace, but it's mounted in front of this fireplace. So again, they've just a couple of self-tapping screws and some sheet metal. There you go. Block up whatever the hell was in there, and then we'll put our fireplace out here. What? Right onto the carpet, even. Like well away from the hearth, totally. Does that make any sense to you? It's like mounting the engine of your vehicle onto your front bumper or rear bumper, as opposed to under the hood or under the back. You know, the boot or the bonnet. No, we're not going to put the engine under that all that space there in the front vehicle. We're just going to bolt it onto the front of your bumper. It's been repurposed. I think this has been repurposed. What it was, I can't say. I think our biggest hint was the very, very first photo we looked at in this glass plate collection. What the Sam Hill? What in Sam Steel is that? That's the craziest chicken coop I ever seen. What is that? What is that? Kingston, Rhode Island, Tavern and Helm Water. Oh, of course it's a water tower. Of course it's a water tower. Anyway. Looks like we might have stone foundation here with the, I guess they're calling this a tavern. Okay. Stone wall is officially enough the same height as the stone foundation there. So, okay. And then the rest of the wall is just a wooden fence. So could perhaps this building just be part of a series of other buildings? Was it much larger? This is goofy. Hey, there's your water tower. With windows in it? Yep. Nothing holds water like windows. Can really build pressure with a cedar shingled glass windowed building. What in the hell is going on? This is the goofiest thing I've ever seen. That's crazy. I really just don't get it. Like, who came up with this thing?
Show me all the blueprints.
Anyway, I don't know. Martin's here. Martin's here, everybody. Good to see you. Hey, no worries about that. Don't sweat it. Don't sweat it. Better late than never. So sorry I'm late, lads. Go back to the start and watch from there. Watching on ClearTube app, so no chat. I see. I think there's been some problems with maybe it's, I don't know, maybe it's weather related with the interwebs here. And I don't use the Wi-Fi thing. I don't like it. I just plug straight into the I plug straight into the net. What the hell is this? Oh, it's nothing. It's just a castle, even though there's no castles in North America. Well, it's called Castle right here. Of course, they just put it in quotations so that they could say, oh, it's not really a castle. But it kind of looks like a castle. Yeah, but it's not. It's just a tower. It's a water tower with a house in front of it. I mean, look at this thing. Looks like it's been there a while. Why does this wall look much thicker? Or in other words, these windows are much further recessed than these ones. Oh, no, this one is too. That's quite the towering structure. It's being used. I mean, they see how that slides down. It's part of your whole air exchange system, right? That's the old-timey HVAC system. depending what you opened and where, and directed the louvers, and you had cavities in the walls that would you'd force air in and force fresh air in, force out the quote unquote bad air, stale air, right? Cool it down a bit when it's hot, warm it up a bit when it's cold, just by a series of things like this going on throughout the house or the structure. What does this say? I can't quite read it. It's something. It looks like it might say George Gibson Hazard. Hazard something. Not Castle, though. It says Hazard something on it. If you're seeing that better than me, let me know. I got my specs on and I still can't quite read that. Anyway. I mean, that's, getting distracted by this, but I mean, this is, you can't just hand wave this away. I mean, this is no slouch. This is quite exquisite as well. Stone. And these sort of domed towers. It's lovely. Yeah, all this extra work. Very nice. Just past the 3-hour mark, so we'll just scroll here to the final page. Then I think we'll wind it down a bit. What's going on here? Let's see, 758. Oh no, there is a 1 there. 1758. All right. So we're just going to put that at the back of the hearth of our fireplace, are we? Right in the back of the firebox, so that it gets covered in soot and crap, and no one will ever see it. You can see here. Here it is. Why would you have all of this fancy stuff? I mean, I could see putting it around here on your mantle or whatever the case may be. I suspect that behind this wood paneling is probably something much more exquisite, because you can see how recessed back this goes. Imagine that on either side of the brick chimney here, that there's stuff in here. But anyway, like, why would you put all this fancy stuff? And that's just going to be the back of my fireplace. We can see by the glowing of the flickering flames of the fire. Yeah, not until until it turns all black. Just a thought. It just doesn't seem, I don't know. Shenanigans. I'm just going to say it. I'm calling shenanigans. There's another one. Or is that the same one? No, it's a different one. It looks like it was thrown in there. I just chucked that in. Hey, what are you doing with this plate that says 1753 there, bub? I just throw it in the fireplace. Did you say in the fireplace? Yeah, throw it in the fireplace. Okay. You're the boss. I don't know. So yeah, there you go. That is the Frank Cousins Glass Plate Negatives Collection, 1890 to 1920. For the most part, New England. And a couple apparently in Europe. And some that they said Central America. But I didn't really see any on there unless we just skip past it. Either way, an extensive collection. Again, the link for that in the description, just down there, bud? And there's 2,669 photos just in that one collection. When you click on that link, it's already been date restricted down to that time period of 1890 to 1920. I'm sure you can search other stuff to do with Massachusetts collections online, because that's the site, the digitalcommonwealth.org. So yeah, there you go. Great shots. I mean, the buildings, sure, but I like some of those interior shots too. We got a few surprises that aren't surprises when it comes to the fireplaces. But even just shot of like the parlors, the sitting rooms, what today I guess we would call a living room. Just a snapshot of, I mean, obviously the photos staged a little bit. If he's got permission to come into some of these fancy homes to take a photograph of their drawing room or what have you, they're going to stage it up a little bit. Put the vase from the dining room over here on the mantle. We'll take this from over in this room and put it over here. We'll put some fresh cut flowers here and yada, yada, yada. Throw some extra pillows and blankets on some stuff. But, I mean, generally speaking, for the most part, you get kind of an idea how people were living in the 1890s up to the 1920s. I mean, obviously upper middle class, upper class, a little bit more highfalutin folks for the most part on a lot of those photos. But not necessarily. A lot of them were just larger, older structures. So before I go, again, links, as a reminder, links below for the Wikipedia on Frank Cousins, and also that digitalcommonwealth.org for his glass plate negative collection. So before I wind it down here, just a reminder, you already got your sneak peek at your upcoming midweek vintage footage video. That was from what is now Thunder Bay, Ontario, over in Ontario there in Canada land. You get that every Wednesday, every Friday, boots on the ground, and then back here every Sunday for the live show. Before I go, let's see what has been shared with a fella here behind the scenes since last week or so. Oh, there's the guilty culprit right there. Nothing like putting you on the spot. Just a couple of funny little, I don't know if these are from Instagram, Telegram, I don't know. But yeah, we saw a lot of setups, people's parlors, drawing rooms, front rooms, great rooms. You can see, how they would probably stage them or set them up a little bit for just how people sat and ate, but also how they drank too, right? We received teapots, tea kettles, but also a lot of fancy alcoholic beverage decanters. Crystal, those crystal thingies with the cork lid thing on it to keep your, I don't know, your scotch well aged or whatever. I don't know. But anyways, see what's going on here with this first one. Yeah, again, it's taking.
You drink what is essentially poison every weekend. Yeah, and during the week, even if we have work the next day. And you do this at night time, or in the afternoon, or in the morning, at Christmas. And how long do you do it for? Until we're sick everywhere, but you get a kebab first to make it chunky. I mean, does it give you any special powers? Yeah, it makes you think that you're good at dancing. And does this drinking make you happy? For a bit, and then you feel like death for 2 days, and then have a baseline of sadness until you drink again. Well, at least you don't pay for it, I suppose. Really? Right, well, I'm leaving. You humans are weird.
So, yeah, I mean, that pretty much says it all right there. I mean, if you skew the context like that, then of course it sounds absolutely ridiculous. Vaughn just rubbing it in for a guy. 32 degrees Celsius there today over in the land down under there in Australia land. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to see that for another 7 months. maybe 7 or 8 months from now. Then I'll be at that temperature for a few days ish. Thanks. Appreciate it. Oh, there you go. There you go. 8 degrees Celsius today in Wales. There you go. Yeah, that's right. Minus 17 degrees Celsius right now here in Calgary. So yeah, it's pretty good. Nope. Don't like it. That's what is that in Fahrenheit? Minus 17 Celsius is -1 Fahrenheit. Hey, wasn't it this time last week that it was +1 Fahrenheit? Serendipitousness. All right, do we have time for one more? Who am I asking? I run the show here. It's my thing. Yes, we have time. We have time to go to another one. This is a guy who's celebrating his wife's birthday in a very unique and playful, although admittedly childish way. But I just think it's funny. All right, so you got that, right? Let's start that over. There you go. Honk or flip off my wife. It's her birthday. All right.
Why are these people beeping at me? I can't move. Did you just see that? They flipped me off. Is this another car beeping at me? Why are they doing this? What are people doing? Why are they flipping me off? Why are they doing this?
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know. Even though I'm the guy that made the sign and plastered it to the back of your car. I think it's pretty funny. Yeah, if you ask me. Yeah, minus 17 in Celsius is pretty cold, but that ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. I mean, that's just what they say the temperature is, right? But then beside it, if I click on the little thing, it says feels like, where is it now? Just disappeared on me. Gotta click on it again here. So minus 18 Celsius feels like minus 29 degrees Celsius. I guess because there's a bit of a breeze, a little bit of a chill in the air. You know, a brisk little breeze that lowers the temperature by an additional 12 degrees below zero. Excellent. Thank you. Yeah, just a little chill. I like how they call it wind chill. Not, a blowing frost. No, just a little chill. Close to knocking on minus 30's door, but it's just a chill. Just a chill. Just put on a sweater or a jumper. You just got a bit of a chill. You'll be fine. Like even a hardened Canadian who's, used to the cold or whatever, or works outdoors year round or something, even he wouldn't refer to minus 30 as a chill, even with being sarcastic or ironic. He'd be like, no, this is, fuck ass cold. Like this is brass monkey weather out here. I don't like this at all. Why did I become a Arctic fisherman or whatever, right? Why am I an electrical grid linesman 150 feet up in the air out here in the Yukon repairing this electrical power line or whatever? Makes you question things when it's that cold. I've been out in the mountains hunting and it's gotten that cold. The wind just shifts and, within an hour it goes from a tolerable minus 10, minus 15 degrees Celsius. I mean, you're supposed to hunt in the winter. That's hunting season. You dress right, you're moving, trudging through the woods, tracking deer or moose or elk. Fine. You're keeping your body temperature up. You break for lunch, whatever the case may be. But, minus 30? I don't think so. It's a different ball game. Different ball game. Anyway, so there you go. I think I'm going to wind it down here. We're about just a quarter past the hour here. Just, coming up on 20 past 7 p.m. local time. So once again, I want to thank you very much for shooting in and joining a fella here for New West Reset Live, episode 94, the Glass Plate Negative Collection of Frank Cousins. And as a reminder, links below for everything that we covered, as well as how you can reach me. Again, thank you to everybody on the HooTubes and the Bumble for tuning in. Thank you to everybody in the chat, in the box, all you crazy kooks. So that is going to seal the deal here for Frankie tonight. Make sure you do all the things down here. And until the next one, take care out there and have yourselves a good one. All right, everyone? Thanks again. Cheers.
It's a mystery. It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma.